After watching this video, I want you to never get scholar checkmated again. Now, what's scholar's checkmate? Well, we have a typical opening right here, and now white takes the queen out too early. Now, taking the queen out too early in chess is not a good idea. However, if you don't defend right, your opponent's going to beat you that much quicker. So what happens here is white is attacking this pawn. And a lot of players will misplay this, but we'll get into that later on. Let's say we defend the pawn. Now, scholar's mate is a coordinated attack with the queen and bishop attacking f7, which is the weakest focal point of the enemy king, or our king, which is not the enemy king, before the king is castled. So if we just go ahead and develop, we get checkmated on f7. This happens to everybody when they start playing chess. Now, how do we stop this? Okay, well, there's a couple of things we don't do. Now, a lot of players will play f6, knight f6, developing their knight, attacking their queen. The problem is it does not defend the pawn on e5, and we just drop a pawn. Even worse is playing g6. Now, g6, a lot of players actually play, and not only does it not defend the pawn, but we're also losing the rook now. So now the rook is exposed. After we defend, we actually drop the rook, and now we're losing the game by a substantial margin. So what do we do here? So after queen h5, we just want to develop and defend the pawn on e5. So how do we develop a piece and defend on e5? We play knight c6, and that's why, in my opinion, that's the best way to go here. Now, after bishop c4, we have checkmate threat. So if we play knight f6, we're getting checkmated, so we have to block the threat. So what do we do now? Well, now we play g6. So notice how g6 was a bad move one move ago, and now it's the best move. So we have to pay attention to the details in chess. The details are very important. Now the pawn on e5 is defended by the knight. So the queen cannot jump out of the way and take the pawn and win the rook. So now the queen has basically a couple of good squares that it should go to, but normally the queen either comes to f3 here or h3. If it comes to h3, we have a tactic to win material. Try to spot it right now. Pause your videos. We have d5, which hits the queen and hits the bishop. White has to save their queen, so it moves out of the way, and then we just take the bishop, and we should win this game. But a much better move here is queen f3, which again is just threatening checkmate again. So here we just develop the knight and block the checkmate. Our knight is protected by the queen, so white cannot take. And now white should play c3 to stop the knight from coming in. And we just fianchetto our bishop here, and then we castle, and we're fine here. Now, if white does not play c3 and plays, let's say, a normal move, now we'll just step in here with our knight on d4, attack the queen, and threaten this check, which is a fork winning the rook. The only way white can save their queen and stop this check is to play queen d1. And now, what did we accomplish here? We got the white queen back in the starting position. And this is why we don't take our queen out too early, and this is why premature, over-aggressive attacks should not work in chess. If we defend the right way, we can punish our opponent's aggression. So if you like these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I have a lot more videos coming out there. And get out there, go play some chess.